getting accused of something weird, or so I just make sure to push that button and hope
Mm-hmm.
to God that children stay away from my channel, because
Yep. And also, I do have I use the Spreaker recording app
me too.
or the studio app,
Mm-hmm.
and I also what I do is I share it with that platform and the podcasting platforms they use, and I also share it with Anchor. I use both because sometimes one may not get it and the other one will. So I'd just rather make sure I'm safe. And I don't have all my YouTube on my podcast. Some of them I do, the most recent ones. But I can be heard on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. That one took a pain in the neck to get on. Comcast, bunch of them. All the major ones. And
Yeah,
that
the
was through Spreaker and Anchor.
Comcast I've never heard of for podcasting. I've never heard of Comcast. That's not on the Spreaker distribution.
No,
I've never heard of that one. But
that
that's
one's
good.
through Anchor.
You see, I know that eventually Spreaker will continuously, every few months,
Mm-hmm.
Spreaker will continue to slowly but surely add in new platforms to distribute to. Mm-hmm.
I enjoy working with both apps. They're both very accessible. Yes, I pay $5.99 a month for Spreaker, but it's well worth it. Anchor is free, but I've had no problems with them. For a while, I wasn't using Spreaker, but then I decided to get back into it because I was just going straight to YouTube for a while until they took that option away. Now, in order for me to do YouTube, I have to go on video and then make it and then do a camera roll. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Spreaker is easier.
Yeah, and the reason I use Spreaker is just to get onto YouTube, and I can tell based on my analytic that more of you at home, guys, more of you are watching my YouTube because my YouTube audience is bigger than my podcast audience. So apparently,
that's the same here.
Yeah,
I have 180 subscribers on my channel, so it's, I'm always hoping for more. Yeah, so it took me 3 years to get to this point. The only problem is I keep asking subscribers, I need ideas, guys. I don't hear from any of them.
I know. Guys, nobody emails me either. What are you guys so afraid of? Email me.
Yeah,
I know. Nobody does.
And it's like I give the information at the end of all my YouTube videos and podcasts.
Here,
there are ways to contact
me. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's just plug it again. Do you have an email for Aaron's Opinion? Well, I'd be happy to hear from you. aaronsopinion6@gmail.com. Okay. All right. Let's see if that works. All right.
Yeah, there you go. And me, you can contact me via YouTube, Facebook. Just look for Wayne Scott Jr. from Boise, Idaho. Twitter, my Twitter handle is @ChimeBear1. I purposely did that because I was getting more views from Twitter than Facebook.
I'll send you the tweet for this episode too. Spreaker tweets it out, so I'll send you the tweet. I'll tweet you back. We should tweet it. You should tweet it, or you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can follow me as well too. So just ChimeBear1.
All right, guys.
And well, that's and then I'm also on WhatsApp, and also the podcasting platforms. I'm sure they will get me notified if there's a comment, which I've yet to see. But
yeah, I don't know. The answer is I don't know because no one's ever commented.
Same here.
I would be fascinated to know what happens if someone comments below because nobody's ever done it. People have commented on the YouTube, so I know what that looks like, but I don't know, guys. Somebody at home should try it. Hey, Aaron.
I agree.
I'm commenting below. We want to see what it looks like. I wonder what it's like. Huh.
Yeah. And so there are ways to get a hold of me. I'm not just a worm crawling out of the woodwork here.
You aren't? Okay, I just thought you were just part of a podcast. I didn't know you were a person. Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, but I enjoy what I do, and see.
Me too.
And the thing is when I get these emails from Spreaker, take it to the next level, or I'd be willing to sponsor you if you'll do one once a week. Nope. One, the day someone pays me, I quit. Because that takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, well, good. Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, like I told you earlier, I can't just come up with stories on the fly. That's why I keep asking my subscribers for ideas. If it's something I can work with, I'll do it. If not, forget it.
Yeah. Well, like when you work with me, I mean, it's your decision. It's your choice and your decision. But I'll tell you, nothing would inspire me more than for me to do some voice acting for you with a scary story or something disturbing
Right.
or one of those horror stories. You know,
Right.
I could be in one of those. I could be in one of those horror things on YouTube, but in like a
One
really
of,
artistic way. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like a friend of mine that I was friends with in high school. I actually did a story based on an incident with him that actually happened to him, and we somehow lost contact until 2 years ago. I got back in contact with him. I gave him my YouTube channel, and I showed him the episode that I did. And I combined two ideas. I combined one incident with him and one incident with one of the ladies that inspired me, that she tweeted about it, and I kind of took the idea and ran with it. And by the way, I can tell you the ladies that inspired me if you want to check out their channels. One is Morrigan, Morrigan audio. The other one is Teacup, Teacup audio. And the other one, I believe, is called Night Blossoms audio, or Mama Night Blossom. Those three ladies have inspired me, and their channels are well worth checking into. And Teacup audio was the one that I got one idea. She was talking about an experience on stage that she had on Twitter, and I picked up on it. And I thought, I could probably do something with this. So I combined it with the incident that happened with a friend of mine. And I showed him the episode. He goes, you know what? I said, what? He goes, that also happened to me. He remembered the incident, but he was... So, and that's the point of a channel. I want people to be able to
relate to it and own it, basically. Have a sense of, have a piece of the pie, the piece of your cheesecake, and make it delicious for them.
You got it. You got it. You got it. And like I said, I love what I do. I love working.
I can tell the way you talk is so endearing, and you have such an attractive and such an annoying way of talking that it just makes me want to listen to you. You need to get into acting. I mean, really, I think we at Aaron's Opinion, not that there's anything I can do to help you, which I can't, but if I could, I would certainly help you get into some sort of an acting thing where you can do some voiceovers for YouTube, because your voice really, really annoys me, and it really also entertains me and really touches me. It's like a really, it's like when you have, the way I can describe it. Yeah, your voice is like an IPA. You know when you have a nice strong IPA and you have like the hops. Well, your voice has kind of the hops that kind of pinch me and irritate me, but then your voice also has that nice, sweet, rich texture too that makes me want to drink more or listen to what you have to say. So I love hearing you talk. Yeah.
And that's a storyteller. That is a storyteller voice. and I've been told when I would read to my kids, well, I would too. When my kids were little, I would put voices to the characters. And a friend of mine, I was reading.
Give us an example. Yeah, your voice is beautiful. Give me an example.
Well, I was just going to do that. I was reading the Chronicles of Narnia. I was reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I did Aslan's voice, welcome, daughter of Eve, Yeah,
there you go. That's, okay, you're on to, that was like 10 stars. That's exactly a narrator. We need to do something about this. We need to record a really, really good video. I'm determined to help you know. That audition was perfect.
And the funny thing is, Focus on the Family Radio Theater had it dramatized. I just happened to grab the CD that night and put it on. And Aslan's voice came on. I nearly fell out of my chair because it was doing exactly what I was doing.
That's weird. That's really cool. And people say, Aaron, you should be on the radio too, because I have a really distinctive way of talking too. People say I belong on the radio. So, yeah. But
and also too, I am on a WhatsApp group called the Storytime Group, where I do get to read out loud to people. I'm reading books that I've read or will read. And I've had many people say, even my second youngest daughter, I read her book once and she had to read it from Library of Congress. She goes, Dad, you do a better job than the Library of Congress narrator.
Yeah. Now on this narration group, are there any other famous narrators from around the world or from the YouTube community?
No. Well, actually what they do, it's a WhatsApp group. People post audiobooks. I I read on there. There's a couple of other readers that read Braille books on there. I've read Treasure Island. That was one of the first books on cassette tape I ever had, and I remember that book very well to this day. And it's like another one. One time, you've seen the movie Charlotte's Web.
Of course,
right?
Every child does.
Well, oh yeah. Well, Templeton, the rat. I prefer to be spying and eating. I did that, and my daughter went, "Dad, you sound just like the rat in the movie."
That's incredible. Yeah, that's exact. Yeah. You have to have that whiny. I remember the voice. I remember the line now. Yeah, it's like, exactly. Yeah, you have to sound very sly, very. Oh,
I
wait a minute. Let me really make you sweat. Let me really get your blood pressure up. Can you do? Okay, you know the part in the Harry Potter and the first Harry Potter.
No, I don't watch Harry Potter.
You're killing me.
I don't watch Harry Potter, but here's the voice for you. I used to do this for special ed kids in high school, and I got this from a Jack Benny radio show. Jack Benny was a comedian, Mel Blanc, who did the voice of Bugs Bunny, those characters. He would do this one, a disembodied train announcer. Train leaving on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
I see. Yeah, your voice is unusual. And attractive, and that's why it belongs on YouTube. There's a lot of people on YouTube with some very really interesting ways of talking. Definitely. Yeah.
And I'm also going to tell people, if you know of anybody that will be interested in the channel, my channel especially, and Aaron's, share it. Spread the word.
Well, thank you. I was just about to say that. Spread the word, but Scheinber said it just as well. Spread the word, he says. Yeah, we're so frustrated trying to pull teeth. What I was gonna tell you, or actually, that was really awkward. Let me make that sound normal. It's like pulling teeth, getting people to come onto the show. Nobody is pulling teeth. Okay, that sounded interesting. If you go back to that, whoa, okay, got to clarify that. It's really like pulling teeth, getting people to come onto this thing. I think one thing that I try to do is I try to focus on my audience and talk to other blind people. When you know that there are certain people who are going to guess, it's a lot easier to get them on.
Another trick you can try is if you work with a lot of blind organizations, like for instance out here, we have our Commission for the Blind. Give your channel to some of the rehab counselors if you work with any. And have them promote. I've actually given my channel to doctors and stuff like that when I would tell them about it.
Well, that's good. That's good. Chime Bear, I must tell you, Chime Bear, that I immensely enjoyed this recording just as much as I immensely enjoy everyone. We actually have 1.5 minutes. I like to keep these recordings to about an hour. Do you have any final words of inspiration for our audience today?
Well, a couple of things. One, if you enjoy doing something, who cares what other people tell you? Just do it. And always look at the inside of a person, not the outside. A lot of sighted people don't get it, but a lot of us blind people, especially those who have been blind all their lives, we get it. But people who have lost their sight, they tend to forget that. Look at who you are on the inside, because that is who you will be. That's how God made you.
And that's really good advice. That's perfect advice, because that's, you know what, that's how God made you. I love that quote.
I'm a Christian, and I'm not afraid to share my faith.
Well, I'm glad. That's beautiful. I agree with you. And as I like to say, you know how to get in contact with me now, so I know you aren't going to do it. And hopefully we'll have some people out there who will hear my voice on Chime Bear's channel. And Wayne Scott, you are always welcome. You are now officially a friend of Aaron's Opinion. You're always welcome on my podcast to talk about anything you want, anytime. All right?
Sounds good. And also, here's another thing. One more word.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. I always tell people, don't be afraid to ask questions. We don't bite.